Dodger.
Right, stand by guys, not yet, not yet. And 3.
Am I on camera 1 or 2? Wait a minute.
Right, now just, I'm not here and just off you go guys.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean, we can start now.
It's counted as in, it's just counted as in actually.
Okay,
All
then
right.
carry on.
Dolphin Hotel,
Dolphin Hotel.
1949. Blacked up, ruined all my shirts. Pound a night, and doing Al Jolson. And Al Jolson with that film, that Jolson sings again, and Jolson. Yeah.
That came out in 49, didn't it,
Right.
Ted?
So we did the miming. We mimed Jolson, you see.
You mimed
Because I
it?
couldn't sing very save my life, so
No.
I mimed it.
Yeah.
And it did very well.
Yeah.
Very well. And then I started going into the talent competitions in the pubs because everywhere,
Oh, very-
everywhere there was talent.
Very
shows,
popular,
wasn't there?
Ted, wasn't it?
Frascattis.
Yes.
Frascattis, Oxford Road.
Oxford Road, yes.
I used to go in there regularly. And I used to get, oh, he's here again, you know, because I used to win. Yeah.
I remember Frascattis, yes, I do.
Yeah. But you see, there were so many clubs and pubs in Manchester, and they all did entertainment, did they?
Oh, yes,
And
they
they all
did.
have meals today. Well,
Yeah,
in those days, they
it was
had
entertainment,
didn't
wasn't
they?
it? Really? Yes, it
And
was.
it was good entertainment as well because all your big stars came from there. Les Dawson.
Oh, they did.
I mean, the first big show I did was at the Hippodrome in Manchester.
Yes.
And Les Dawson was on that show. And a guy called Jimmy Ryder was top of the bill.
I remember him.
He used to do the first house and he got drunk and he couldn't do the second one. Jack Billings was running the show.
Right.
And Les Dawson, we did 12 shows. We got £8 for the week.
£8 for the
We used to
week.
run like hell for the last bus with all our makeup on.
So you're looking at almost £1 a night, Ted, aren't you, really?
Yeah, for the
Again.
new Hippodrome, they were big stuff.
And it was. It
Yeah,
was very
that's
popular,
right, that's right.
wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you go to clubs and you die on your backside.
Where?
What was that place? Odsall. Odsall Royal
Oh,
British.
no, also British
Odsall
Legion.
Royal British Legion.
I think-
400 people in the club.
400 people
Yeah,
there.
400 people.
And,
And you walk on,
yeah,
you drop all your knives, forks and spoons, nothing. You've got a 45-minute show,
yeah.
and you're on and off in 7 minutes flat, and walk off to the sound of your own footsteps.
Sound of your own. That was at Odsall,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was Odsall Royal British.
Yes, I remember that one.
Oh, I died.
I
And
think
the guy who was employing me, one of the agents, he wouldn't take me on anymore
We did.
because that what happened. He didn't know. He just won the football pool,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he bought into an agency.
Yeah.
And he was a singer himself. He was on that program with Bernard Manning on the pub.
Oh, yes. You don't mean the Wheel Tappers?
The
was
Wheel
it?
Tappers
The
and
Wheel Tappers
Shunters.
and Shunters, yes.
Yeah, well, he was in the Wheel Tappers and Shunters. They had a white suit. He said they were keeping a low profile.
With a white suit on.
White suit on, yeah, same
Hello,
fella. Same fella.
I think that Royal British Legion, Ted, was possibly on Trafford Road, was
Still
it?
there.
Is it still there?
Still there, yeah.
Well, it's Trafford Road, I think.
They won't let me in.
Odsall, yes.
Won't
Yeah, I know.
let me in.
You
And
were
that was a funny one when I went to Warrington, there was a Warrington gas club.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
And I used to do a mime act, you see. So I used to carry my record player and my records,
Yes.
78s, 78
the old
record
days.
player, and the record player, the Philips one. And I went to the gas club.
This gas club,
The
yeah.
gas club. And so I come in and I said, where do we set up? He said, nowhere, we're all gas.
And you all electric equipment.
All gas.
Yeah, there was all gas.
And I couldn't
I like
do,
that.
I'd never done live in myself, I'd never spoke a joke, and that was it, I was finished, I couldn't tell a joke, was I? Yeah, so I had to learn then to start, changing my
Yes,
act a bit, you
changing
see.
your act a bit, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, cause
Well, I think that was a good one, Ted. To be
Yeah,
at a club
yeah.
that was all gas.
Yeah.
And you've got the modern electric equipment with you.
and what happened then, I was doing the pub in Ashton Hall Road,
Ashton Hall Road.
right
What
in
was
the
it?
middle of Ashton Hall Road
Yeah.
there.
Can you recall the name, Ted? Yeah.
Can't remember it. Just past the lights, at the
Yeah, a
halfway,
large pub,
halfway
wasn't
house,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I stepped back by mistake and stepped on my record.
Oh no.
and I couldn't do anything because they were all broke. So I had to start doing something. It was a talent competition, so I had to start doing. So I started doing Tommy Cooper,
Oh yes.
and I won the competition.
Oh, that's through your broken record.
And the guy said, "You did so well." He took me down to George Best Club in Manchester.
Yes.
He had a club down there, so they took me down there to put me in a talent competition there, and I died 1,000 deaths.
Oh, you did that?
Absolutely shocking. And then I did a talent competition at the Heaton Park Hotel.
Yes, I remember.
And there was
that
an
well.
agent called Barry Lomas.
Yes.
And somebody came running around to me and said, "Go and see this fella at the party." So he came round and he said, "I want all your dates. I want all your dates from now till all this year."
Right.
So I said, "What about?" I said, "I've got some work for you." So he took me on.
Yeah.
And he sent me down to the northeast. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night.
Where was it at?
Every week. All over the north, all over the northeast.
Newcastle, Sunderland.
I used to go down, I used to die to death, I used to get paid off, but he kept sending me back and sending me back. And in the end, I started winning.
Yeah.
I started getting used to it.
Got used to you.
I was getting tough then, you see, so I started going down there and winning.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. And it's funny enough, I went to a place in the place where they hung the sailor. What was that place where they hung they hung the monkey?
Hartlepool.
Hartlepool. I went to the Hartlepool Catholic Club.
Yes.
And I turned up on the Sunday afternoon to do the show. And the guy come up and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm setting up a magic show." "Magic show on a Sunday afternoon? You must be joking." "No way, I'm going to get this cancelled." So he went to get on the phone and cancel it, you see. And he couldn't, the snow was about that thick. So he says, "No, he won't let me get." "Well, look, I'll tell you what, get on and then get off as fast as you can. Get off and then we'll do the bingo." I said, "Okay." So I went on, started, and they were absolutely paralysed, rocking.
Really?
And so I said, turning to him, "Do you want me to come off now?" No.
Stay on.
So I kept going on, you see.
Yeah.
Then he said, "Right," he said, "You're here tonight. I want you here tonight because I want the wives to see this." That was it. That was it.
Catholic Club at Hartlepool.
Hartlepool's Catholic Club.
Yes, I think.
And the week before, they paid off Frank Carson.
Well, you wouldn't credit that, would you?
Yeah, Frank Carson. Yeah.
I think you told me once, Ted, you was in Glasgow, wasn't you?
Oh, the Glasgow Empire.
Empire, right?
Well, it wasn't the actual Glasgow Empire, it was the Glasgow Empire audience.
Oh, right, yeah.
I didn't know.
No. And you
The funniest thing was the Hume Hippodrome.
You lived them.
Yeah, when I was doing that show with Les Dawson,
Yes.
on the first night I was doing a mime act,
Yeah.
Dragnet.
All
So
right.
I walked out on stage and the manager, the stage manager, had forgot to tape record my record. The
Right.
tape recorder has just come in. So he forgot to tape the record.
Yes.
So I walked on, waiting for the to start.
Yeah. I got
Nothing. So I'm stood there. Nothing. And I looked to the side like this. And the guy's doing this. But I don't know what that is because I'm not a professional.
No,
I?
no.
I just went. Still a bit trail beyond me.
Yeah, yeah.
And nothing happening, you see. Then there was a little ripple running through the audience of laughter, you see.
Right.
So I turned to the right again, this guy was going.
Good.
And I went, and turned around again. The place was rocking. And eventually I just walked off and the place was in bulk.
Imagine that.
And I walked on
Right.
and Jack Billings, who was running the show, he said, "I'm awfully sorry," he said, "he just, he made a mistake, he forgot to take the show." I said, "I'm not going out there again." "Oh, he seemed to be all right in the second half." I said, "I'm not going out there again, never."
Yeah.
He says, "What?" He said, "You walk out there, you do nothing, and you get an audience like that." He said, "You've got nothing to worry about."
Well, you haven't, have you? Obviously, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was absolutely Hume Hippodrome. It's now the BBC Theatre, isn't it?
Well, I believe they took it over, Ted.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
I remember.
BBC Theatre.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I mean, I followed you in all your some of the clubs you did.
Well, yes. I think I think you mentioned the Top Hat Club at our parade, Collier's Way.
Colliers,
Collier's.
that's like the Top Hat.
The Top Hat
They
Club.
started a fight when you were on, didn't they?
Oh yes. I mean, the announcers on stage and it was a vast club, as you know. It was like cinema, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
So we kicked off with the first number. I don't think we'd finished it when this huge fight broke out at the bottom end of the club. Tables going up in the air, beer being thrown. So I said, we must have gone down pretty bad here, I said. On the mic, I did it, on the mic. And the fight continued. Police arrived, blue lights, and it took about, I'd say, quarter of an hour to clear everything up and arrest people. And then they told us to continue with the act. So I thought, oh, there's no more trouble. We'd only sang half a song, you know.
What's the best introduction you've ever had?
The best introduction? Oh yes, I can tell you that. That was at the Carlisle Club at Eccles. And I was sat in this dressing room, well the three of us were, and a girl that was the compere, I knew her slightly, her name was Mary Prince. So she came in and she said, you'll be on shortly. She said, because Johnny Goon Tweed was on.
Tweedy, yeah.
Tweedy was on stage
when
we were ready to go on, you see. So she said, well, when Goon Tweed finishes, which is about 3 or 4 minutes, you're on like. So, and she said, by God, she said, you've got a lovely tan, you know. So I said, yes. I said, we've just completed a tour of the European countries. I said, we've been away for 3 months, I said, doing all the European. I never thought she'd repeat it. So we went on stage, she announced us, and we could hear her, she said, after their recent European tour, she said, I'm proud tonight to present the famous Webley, and the place was in uproar, they were cheering and clapping.
Wonderful.
And our kid said to me, you bloody fool, he said, why did you say it? I said, I didn't think she'd mention it on stage, which she did.
Yeah.
Well, it was a terrible situation, but we got a lovely applause coming on anyway, you know, because she gave us a big build-up, you see.
Yeah.
And she took it that we'd just finished a continental tour.
Yeah.
Because she said, you look, we've been to Blackpool for a week. That's what it was, we got a bit of a tan, said. We've been on holidays.
Did they tell you that time when I went to, where was it? Oh, South Wales. Oh,
South Wales, was it?
South Wales it was, yeah.
I think it was, you mentioned
and,
South
I'd
Wales.
just done New Face.
We are recording, I promise you. The red light is flashing, so 3, 2, 1, pick up in your own time, Ted.
Right, you're talking about...
Yeah, we're talking about, but before we go to Wales, we'll tell you about
the Barrow, yes.
I'd just done New Faces.
Yes.
So I went to this pub, I said, do you watch New Faces? No, we don't watch, that's rubbish. I said, well, I'm on tonight. He said, well, you're not watching it here. So I went to the bungalow right facing the club, so I knocked on the door and I said, I know I'm intruding, I said, but do you watch New Faces? She said, yes, I do. I said, well, I'm on tonight, would you mind if I come and watch? Oh no, she said, come on in. She gave me tea and biscuits. The famous, they thought I was a famous star, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So we watched it and I thought, oh, it's not fair that, what they did. It wasn't fair.
No.
Anyway, we came out through the front door and the neighbours were coming out through the front door at the same time, you see. This guy turned to the right, he said, hey, I've just seen you on television. I said, yeah, these Trinner sunsets are brilliant, aren't they? And there was one fellow there, he was the club clown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They all loved him and they set him up.
Yeah.
And they asked him to volunteer for the dagger chest. So he got in the dagger chest, but as soon as I put it on his head and put the knives in, he started screaming. So I had to take it off, and he started taking bows, and everybody was cheering him, you know, and everything. Yeah. So he went into the toilets. This is the funny bit. Yeah. He was talking in the toilets, and this fella said, "You did well there, son." And he's still weeing. He turned round and he peed all over this fella. Peed all over him. And he turned round without stopping, you see, yeah.
And that was the top. Was that at Barrow?
At Barrow in
Furness. Barrow in Furness, yeah.
Then I had to go down to Wales for the Sunday afternoon.
Straight from Barrow, yeah.
To Cardiff, yeah. And I got there, and this fella said to me, "You were on New Faces last night?" Yeah. I said, "Yes." He says, "Right." So he introduced me. This is what he said: "Ladies and gentlemen, the next man on was on New Faces last night, and he didn't do very well. But he promises he's going to try and do better tonight."
What an introduction! It couldn't have been any worse.
The audience immediately became a panel.
Oh, that
and
was.
I walked on there and
died.
And after about 2 minutes, he's just come along and took the microphone off.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
where is
£650 in cancelled bookings that programme cost me.
Is that right?
Yeah, people
cancelling
what? Because they only shown 2 3/4 minutes.
Yeah.
When I did the 8 minutes rehearsal with the
Yeah,
panel,
yeah.
they were on the floor.
Yeah.
But when I started the show, they said, don't tell any jokes. We got a call called, a comedian called Mike Kelly's coming on, he said, and he's telling the jokes, so don't tell any joke. Just do your magic. I said, I can't do that. He said, well, you've only got 2.25 minutes. That was it. So I had no chance.
No,
I couldn't
not
perform.
one of
So I
that
thought
type,
it was
no.
just waste of time. You know.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
And
was.
they gave me very low points.
Yeah.
And the producer came in and said, I'm awfully sorry. He said, I was sure you were going to win. He said, but don't worry, he said, because next week they'll all remember you. They won't remember the winner, but they'll remember you because... And there was 15,000 letters of complaint.
Was it?
Yeah, about the points. And from then on,
Yeah.
nobody got less than 70. Between 70 and 100.
Oh, I see. To make it look
they changed,
respectable.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I see that,
so I made an effect on new faces anyway.
You know, it's a
Okay, I'm recording again. Alright, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes, now we were still at the South Wales Club, Ted, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
You were saying that he said that you'd get a better reception by being pulled on that point or something.
Oh yeah.
And you did, didn't you, Ted?
Yeah, because Mike Kelly didn't get any.
Yeah, I get that. I've got that.
Yeah.
So from
Well,
there,
the Willows was the best one. The Willows.
oh, the Willows.
Now, the guy who, the manager of the Willows, he had a young boy who was Down syndrome. He was only about 10.
Oh, yeah.
And he had him all dressed up he was a mascot
Yes.
for the club.
Yeah.
And he had his bow tie and his dress suit on and everything. And I'm doing my show, and when I juggle that ball in the air like that,
Yeah, I do remember that.
and I go like that, and I click and bounce the ball into the audience.
I do
Well, I
remember.
did that like click, and it went crack, and it went in the audience, and this little voice come up, "Are you alright?"
This little lad, was it?
Huge,
Yeah.
thousands, flipping just uproar, you know, really. And in Withenshaw we did an old folks home.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm on stage, I've got all my gear going, so I'm doing this show, and it starts off, a little old lady comes up to the table. "Would you like a cup of tea, though?" And I went, "Oh, thank you very much, you're very kind, thank you." And I'm trying to carry on with my show. So 5 minutes later she comes up with this tray, she pushes all my magic on one side and puts the tray on the table. "There you are, Chuck."
Did you?
Well, the crew behind were absolutely rocking the rest of the show.
I can
So I'm
imagine.
still trying to carry on,
Yeah.
and I'm carrying on like this, and then all of a sudden a little voice came out of the audience, "Don't let your tea go cold." Well, that was me, I cracked up, I was finished.
I can imagine.
I couldn't do anymore.
What was that, Ted? You did tell me where you were on stage and I think you were putting something out that caught fire, am I right?
Oh yeah, that's
Am I right?
powder.
Yeah,
Powder,
what
some
was
powder.
it,
If you mix the powder up like that, and you
Yes.
put your fingers into it,
Yes.
and you do that, it cracks,
Right.
bursts into flame, just a little flame.
Just a
with it.
fact. Oh,
I thought it'd be a nice finish for the show.
well, it would be.
Well, I didn't realise if you left this stuff for too long,
Yeah.
it's an explosive.
All right.
So at the end of the show, I put my finger in the pot and it went boom.
Oh.
It blew my fez off.